If Earth were to have rings like Saturn, the consequences would be both fascinating and potentially disastrous. The first thing to consider is how the rings would affect the planet's atmosphere. Saturn's rings are made of ice particles, and if Earth were to have similar rings, they would likely be made of water ice. This could lead to an increase in atmospheric moisture and potentially even more extreme weather events. The presence of rings would also affect the planet's gravitational field. The rings of Saturn are massive, and their gravity affects the planet's rotation and tilt. If Earth were to have rings, they would likely affect the planet's rotation and tilt as well. This could lead to changes in the planet's climate and weather patterns, and could even cause earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. The rings would also have a significant impact on the planet's wildlife. Birds and other animals that rely on the planet's magnetic field for navigation would likely be affected by the changes in the planet's rotation and tilt. Additionally, the rings could cause damage to the planet's ecosystems by blocking sunlight and altering the temperature. One of the most significant effects of Earth having rings like Saturn would be on human society. The rings would likely be visible from all over the planet and would be a major attraction for tourists. However, the rings could also cause damage to human infrastructure. The rings would be made of ice particles, and these particles could collide with buildings, power lines, and other structures, causing significant damage. In addition, the rings would likely cause changes in the planet's climate and weather patterns. This could lead to extreme weather events such as hurricanes, tornadoes, and floods. These events would likely cause widespread damage to human infrastructure and would likely lead to the displacement of many people. The rings would also have an impact on the planet's economy. The rings would likely be a major attraction for tourists, and the planet would likely see an increase in tourism. However, the rings would also likely cause damage to the planet's infrastructure, and this would likely lead to a decrease in economic activity. In conclusion, if Earth were to have rings like Saturn, the consequences would be both fascinating and potentially disastrous. The rings would affect the planet's atmosphere, gravitational field, wildlife, and human society. The rings would likely cause changes in the planet's climate and weather patterns, and would likely lead to extreme weather events and damage to human infrastructure. The rings would also likely have an impact on the planet's economy and would likely lead to a decrease in economic activity.